It's always good to have this group together. But I do want to, before we get to our main program, I want to ask Ms. Bailey, she's here from IDA, and she's going to tell us about an event that'll be Monday week, be the 16th, and so be down at Camp Maxwell. So I'd like for you to tell us about that.
Is it okay if I just stay here?
Perfect.
And I'm sorry I am staying seated, but I'm handicapped, so getting up and down is kind of hard for me. But I am with the Industrial Development Board, and we are doing the first ever Industrial Appreciation Dinner. We've never done anything like this before, so we're wanting this to be just a wonderful kickoff. And what we're calling it, we've got these cute little invitations. So any of you that are interested in coming, please come and talk to me about that. But this, we are calling it Celebrating Winston County, a County of Champions. So what we're doing is we're not just celebrating our industry. For our first dinner, we are celebrating our other champions of our county. You know, I am trying to get representatives from all of the different first responders to be able to come. We're honoring students at the schools, both school systems. And we're honoring them not just for their winning teams, but for their scholastic achievements also. And what I have seen is just so much excitement. Everybody I go and talk to and go and deliver an invitation to, they are very excited about what we're doing and feel energized because our county, we are just bubbling under the surface of all the wonderful things that are on the verge of happening here. So, you know, I also, in doing this, I'm really hoping to get community unity to be able to pull our county all together and not be, you know, I live over in Arlene, so not be, you know, Arlene, Addison, and Lynn, and Haleyville, and Double Springs. I want us to all be Winston County. And so that's what, in a nutshell, what we're trying to do here. And it will be at Camp McDowell, and we're doing it business casual because the principals I had talked to thought it was really good for the kids to have to dress up a little, you know, to do like they would at a job interview. So once again, any of y'all that are interested in coming, please come and see me. I've got invitations and I would love to have you. I have to turn in the numbers Monday. So yes, anybody that would love to come, just come and talk to me. And thank you for letting me talk.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and get right into our program. Zach Brandon is here from our county extension office, and he's got a lot of good things to say, and I'm going to let him go ahead and get started. Come on, Zach.
All right, well, thank y'all for having me here today. As he said, my name is Zach Brandon, and I work for the Alabama Cooperative Extension System. So just a quick show of hands, who does not know what the extension system is or what it does? Good. Most of the time hands go up, so I don't have to give the 20-minute spiel. So I will say this, so we are through Auburn University, and we're essentially the front door of the university. So we kind of handle that outreach for the extension part. Auburn is passionate in three things. That's education, research, and extension. And so we are on the extension end. We handle several different things from, it could be ag, you know, kind of ag research, things like that, or we go all the way to human science aspects, food science, food safety. My background particularly is in ag economics, animal science, and forages and agronomy. So I'm more on the ag end. I do a lot of work with what you would consider community resource and development. Not that that's because what I was, by trade, it's just out of necessity. In a small county, we tend to wear a lot of hats. And I noticed that y'all, in recent meetings, y'all have established or working on establishing a beautification project, maybe a garden club. And I kind of wanted to speak to that as to kind of the resources that we could provide to help with that. And so first and foremost, we can bring expertise and knowledge. And so with that, I've got 2 agents that are working, they're home grounds horticulture agents. Their background and masters, and I have one that's a doctorate in horticulture. And so what they can do is they can come, we can schedule a day where they can come downtown where we've got the planters or to the sides, wherever we want to plant. And we can make recommendations on what to plant there once we know what you want. So if we're wanting something that we're going to plant and not, minimal, input that we're going to have to do, so we can plant something that's going to be there and not take a lot of time. Or are we going to look at planting these, something in the spring, come back, plant something in the fall? Because whatever we do, we're going to have to do it a particular way. So we can offer that expertise, and whoever is going to be over that, I would love to work with them, schedule something so we can make the recommendations. The other thing is this costs money. We're going to be planning things. You've got your volunteers that come in, but it's still going to cost money for the supplies. I feel like I'm a little late getting to the party here, so I do apologize. Most of the grants and the things that are available for those funding closed out January 30th or March 4th. There are some that are still open, but there's several grants that are out there that are available if you are a 501c3, nonprofit. And if somebody, we can help you set up a nonprofit. That's something that we've done through the Extension Office in the past. I don't have the funding to pay for the the fees that are involved, but I can definitely help you with articles of incorporation and the paperwork that are involved. Some of those grants, there's grants through AARP, and they're anywhere from $1,500 to $50,000. And so those grants range from park improvement, green spaces, putting in bike racks, benches, planters, even gardens. If you wanted to get into like a community garden, where you can plan to have citizens come clean that garden, that's something that's available. Again, we're very much involved in projects like that across the state, so we can jump right in there. And then there's also funding in those grants. There's an educational component, so if you wanted to apply for those bigger grants and you needed, say, a group to come in and provide education, Extension does that. So we can come in, we can partner, I can write you a letter of support for that grant, and we're more than happy to come in and do those extension programs. There's also opportunities for like bike audits, trail audits, and what that is that we're paid the outside entity to come in and say, look at the downtown, if you want to install bike lanes or like walking trails, put in audits to see kind of what the traffic is, what you need, and that expertise in doing that. And there's other groups that are available, and I'll brag on, I'm assuming everybody here is familiar with Northwest RC&D Council. I've worked with several in the state. I believe ours is the best, and y'all can tell Lorraine that I said that. She is just absolutely wonderful to work with. Those grants are very easy to apply for, and we've applied for several, gotten several. Again, if you need help with those, I'm more than happy to sit down. I can't tell you how many people that I've wrote the grant for and just walked. I wrote it, handed it to them, they turn it in. All of it makes, as you said, it makes Winston County better. I'm a firm believer that rising tide will raise all ships. So if we can do better here, we can do better over there. Some of the programs that we have available that I wanted to mention, and I'm going to leave these out because we do have one here on April the 14th. We're going to do Alabama Cottage Food Law training. And so I will leave this. There is a QR code you would like to attend. There's a $25 fee. That $25 fee is not for me. I do not keep that. Our office does not keep it. What this does is pay for the certification through the state. And so we'll give you that, and you can take it to the health department, and they'll have you fill out the forms. But if you complete that, you'll be Cottage Food Law certified. And so we're gonna host that here. Miss Sherry talked to me about it, she wants to do it, so that'll be April the 14th. And I'm gonna focus real heavy on these. These are our food safety programs. So there's an extension office in all 67 counties, and there's different agents housed in each one. So in our office, we have Miss Susan Hill, who is our food safety and preservation agent. And so we have her readily available. And so we're gonna do, like I said, this one here, and I like to spread it out. So we've got some events in Arley and Addison, and then we're gonna have some in Double Springs coming up in the fall. And so we're just gonna try to rotate through, make sure we're offering things to everybody. And so we've got a garden to pantry program. This year we're gonna do it in Arley. The idea is to rotate it through and make sure every town gets this. So in the back of your mind, be thinking if you've got a place here, we would love to come and do this program. We're focusing on blueberries this year, where we'll come in on the front end of the class. I'll have my home grounds agent come in. We'll cover blueberry variety selection, planting, pruning, how to maintain and care for that plant. And then we'll have Susan come in and she'll cover picking the blueberries, preserving them. So we'll look at, water bath canning, jams, jellies, and just how to freeze those. And so, like I said, it's the garden pantry, and this year's blueberries. And then our food preservation classes that we'll be offering, we're going to focus on green beans and tomatoes. And so that's something that interests you. We've seen a real spark, a real uptake in individuals wanting to learn more about that home canning, kind of that homestead movement, if you will. And so we're trying to gear a lot of our programs toward that. But again, we'll have meetings for our cattle producers. We don't have very many row crop producers, so we tend to partner with other counties. But those ag events, that's kind of where I come in and do the education. I've got some other individuals that have come in. This week we've done BQA certification, so we certified cattle producers in safe handling of their animals. And so we're all the time doing things like that. Pesticide, we offer pesticide training, so this works for the city, county employees. If you're spraying any type of herbicide that is a restricted use, by law in the state of Alabama, you have to have this permit. You can get that permit through us. The fee that we charge, again, is just the fee that covers through the Department of Ag. And so we can do that on a case-by-case basis. I can bring someone in, I can teach them, we can go through it, do the test in our office, or we rotate events because this is something that's needed statewide. This is kind of a regional thing. This year it was offered in Winfield, and it'll just keep rotating around. And so it'll get back this way for that main event. But we offer just a wide variety of services, and we're all the time looking for partners. And if it's something that you think, well, I don't know that Extension might do that, I can assure you we do. There's somebody that works with me that does it. And it's, if you have questions or issues, I may not be able to be one that can answer that question for you or help you with that problem, but I guarantee you I know somebody that can. We have a slew of agents that cover this region because we're a county system, but we're serviced regionally. And so while I'm here in the county, if it's something I can't do, I can pull in those other regional agents and come in. And there's several different things that we can do to help you guys. Again, I would love to work with the grants. If that's something y'all want to do, if y'all want to start that, the garden club or whatever it is that's going to do the beautification project. If you need, like I said, if you needed those articles of incorporation, we can sit down and do that. And we're all the time looking for partners, whether we're doing our youth programming. So 4-H runs through us, for instance. We've got a new 4-H agent. She was the ag teacher from Hamilton, and so she's came over. She's been here about 8 months with us, and she's doing a fantastic job. We're getting ready for summer camp, so we've got kids going to summer camp this year, but we're also preparing for vet camp. So vet camp is something we did last year where we brought students in that had an interest or thought they might have an interest in becoming a veterinarian. Because I don't know if you guys all know, but large animal vets are something they're in short supply, especially in rural Alabama. And so if I wanted to vet on my farm, we have cattle, probably my closest option is Fayetteville. but they're willing to come up here. But there's room in the marketplace for those individuals. So we did this. It was a 2-day event. We brought kids in. We give them hands-on education. We're also exploring opportunities through HOSA that can fund. They have a program that can certify vet techs, and so I would love to sit down. Which I know you're in the back there. I'd love to sit down with the school at some point and kind of discuss that if we could help there. But that program has been a very good program on its first year. And so we're working with Dr. Harmony Glenn Vet in Double Springs, so that's kind of central for the county. And so all kids are welcome for that. And so we look to post that information probably in the next month when those will be. But again, we're bringing those individuals, the kids in, and let them get actual hands-on, whether we're working with cadavers or live animals. But I would have loved to have had something like this when I was a kid. I mean, there's so many things that are available for our young people today. So, and we're just excited to be a part of it. But at that point, I would like to ask, does anybody have any questions or thoughts or comments or any way that I might be able to help you in any way? Yes, ma'am.
What are the ages for the vet camp?
So we'll split the kids up, and we'll typically go 9 to, how do we do that? 9 to 11, and then 12. We did 12 to 15. And that's just the way it worked. Last year, we took all applicants that came in, and so that was the oldest kid we had was 15. And so, say we had several that were 18,
Or
16,
17,
17,
put in the
18.
seniors,
Yeah, we'll go up to
where they're
seniors.
go, you know.
Our age range is 9 to 18,
Okay.
and we'll split them up accordingly.
I'm glad to see that 4-H camp's still going good.
Mhm.
I went to the 4-H camp a couple of times. There wasn't much to do when I was a kid. And I'm glad to see it's out still there. That's a good camp.
Mhm.
And you know, in agricultural, you know, we need to get more kids involved in that.
It's a tough thing. A lot of kids, they don't want to be involved in agriculture. I know now, you know, as far as farmers, it's less than 2%. It's really 1% of the population. So if we can, you know, spark an interest in ag, we'll do what we can there. Yes, ma'am.
I was trying to write down the dates of some of these things that you already have dates on. Would you mind repeating those again?
Yes, so, and I can share these with you as well, if you'd like.
Yes, that would be great.
And also next week, and I have these too, next week we have a tree giveaway. And so we work with the Alabama Forestry Commission.
Thank you.
And so we will be in Double Springs at B&B Auto, and starting at 9 a.m. on Tuesday the 10th. We'll have a tree giveaway. This year we've got dogwoods, crab apples, sassafras, persimmon, black tupelo, and white oak.
Where's this?
Where?
She wants to know where it is, yes.
So B&B Auto, so if you're on Highway 2, yes. B&B Motors, I'm sorry, I always say auto. So if you're coming from Haleyville going to Double Springs, when you get on 278, you go under the red light, it'll be your second left, it's just behind the bank. So it'll be first come, first served, starting at 9 a.m. And we typically run out by 11.
Oh, yeah.
It goes very quick. But those are, we'll provide information on planting. If you have any questions, we'll have someone there that can answer those as far as the tree you're getting, is where it needs to be planted, how soon it needs to be planted, and the amount of water you're going to need to use to make sure that thing comes through.
I was just gonna make a comment that I've seen a lot of feeds on Facebook. You've got somebody good working in your office getting this stuff out, and I want to compliment your office for that.
So that is, I would love to tell you it was me, it had nothing to do with me. So Miss Betsy Robbins, who is our administrator, and then we have Allison Evans, who is our 4-H agent. They are fantastic at social media. They're real pros at Adobe, which is what we have to use. A few years ago we were using Canva, but due to licensing we're on this now, but they have mastered it, and they know exactly what they're doing with Facebook, social media. We've got a newsletter e-newsletter that goes out, and I just can't, thank you for bringing it up, because I can't commend them enough for the job that they do. We've really saw an uptick in the amount of people that are coming to our programs. So typically, I dare say 3 or 4 years ago, if we got over 10 to 15 people at an event, we were like, man, that's good. It's just harder and harder to get people to come to these educational programs. But this year, we're seeing 30 to 40 people show up. And I kind of contributed to that work that they've done.
I'll make another comment. A few years ago, we had trouble with grass in our yard, and we called Zach. And of course, we started out with a soil sample to Auburn, and after that, it was like we had employed the whole research team at Auburn. You know, we tried this, and somebody called us, and how did that work? And then we tried this, whatever. But I'm telling you, you start with that, and there are all kinds of people to help you get where you want to go.
Thank you. Yes, we do. We have some wonderful agents that service Northwest Alabama. And I think they're, very professional, do a very good job. And we're there. We're a resource. I wish people would use us more. We're coming along. More and more people are kind of figuring it out and what we can do. Again, the chamber, if y'all ever have anything we can do to make Haleyville better, to make Winston County better. We're here to serve the people. That's what we're employed to do. If nobody has anything else.
All right, thank you, Zach. Yeah, that's kind of our plan, is to get more involved. And next month we had Zach. And what's started that conversation was the interest in a garden club, if that's what you want to call it. And Will kind of got that spearheaded. So Will's got something to say about that. Will, come on and say something.
So it is just an idea that sort of started, grew some feet, get off the ground, ran a little bit. So I think it's something that's a lot of people are interested in. I know we've got several people that's talked to me about it. I've talked to some people. And we do have some seed money from the city of Haleyville. Our chamber board stepped up, made a contribution to this cause at our last board meeting. So I think it's just something that can beautify our city. Where this goes, I don't know, but I think if we take a little money, some people with passion for beautification and gardening and planting, I think it can be something that everybody in the city could enjoy. People that come into Haleyville could see things like this for our city. So today we're going to have we're talking about having an organizational type meeting where we talk about, how we're going to plan this, how it's going to go. We don't want to drag this out. We want to hit the ground running if at all possible. And if you're thinking about, well, it's going to be a bunch of meetings, well, it's not. But what tentatively is scheduled is like a meeting in the spring for what the club would do in the summer. One meeting in the spring, in the summer, what they would do in the fall. So just be like a quarterly type meeting. So I would like to say Ms. Carla Walter and Ms. Nikki Dean have graciously helped me to get this thing started. So if you have interest through, we'll do some Facebook posts. Kevin, thank you. Chad, thank you. We're going to get this out and have a meeting probably in the next couple of weeks into this month, and hopefully get this thing started. And hopefully we'll see a difference in a good way. So if you have interest or people see you and talk about it, certainly Carla, Mickey, Senior Center, Carla at the library, I'm at the bank. Just find somebody and look on Facebook and these places, and hopefully we'll get some more people involved. But I was at the Dixie Den 2 days ago getting lunch, and somebody said, aren't you the guy starting this garden club? Well, yes, we are. So she said, put my name down. I was with the Hamilton Garden Club for years. We did some really good things, a lot of fun. Here's my number. So I wrote it down, and she's on my list to call. But we've got some good, really good people so far lined up to that want to be a part of it. So hopefully we'll make it work. Looking forward to it.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. All right, all it takes is a good idea, and I know we've had a garden club here before, but it's been dormant for a long time, and so have those plans. So they're going to try to revive those things and beautify our city, especially where you come in and out and in our downtown area. So if you got a good idea, bring it up. We'd love to hear it, love to have it. It's good to have you here today, and thank you for being here, Will, this week.